The gaming industry is filled with unstable people, and a lot of those individuals are surrounding the tabletop space with companies like Wizards of the Coast, but now a Magic the Gathering and Warhammer artist Paul Scott Conovan says he wants to track down and harm loved ones of people he disagrees with. I have a few things to show off, but before we get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, follow me on social media, and consider supporting through Patreon or through YouTube memberships. Now, there is nothing that these people can do that would surprise me at this point, but it is absolutely disgusting, and their awful behavior does deserve to be called out. This is a That Part Place article. It says Magic the Gathering and Warhammer artist Paul Scott declared on social media that he wanted to track down and string up the loved ones of people he disagrees with. This is truly unstable behavior. You don't do this. You don't talk about people's loved ones in this way. You shouldn't talk about anyone in this way. You should have general respect for other human beings, but I guess these people have not gotten the memo. He wrote on X, "This is absolutely the play. We should be doing this with all of these weird creeps, track down their significant others and mothers and string them up." And this comment came in response to a post from Kotaku senior editor Alyssa Mercante, which detailed that she had tracked down the wife of YouTuber Smash JT and sent her a message on Facebook asking what she thinks about the father of her children harassing a woman online and laughing when she shares that someone they're supporting has been threatening to kill them for weeks. So there is layers like an onion here. First of all, you should not be contacting somebody's significant other on social media just because you disagree with some of the takes and criticisms they have had about the industry you're a part of, and also you. If this was Alyssa, if we reached out to Alyssa's significant other, she would absolutely have a flip fit over it. She would say that she is being stalked, that she is being harassed, that people are, threatening her family. There would be so much outrage from Alyssa and her ilk, but when she does it to somebody else, she thinks that that is acceptable, and it is not at all whatsoever. It is fine if you disagree with someone, if you criticize them professionally and you write articles about them or you make videos about them, but to reach out to their significant other on social media and bring the conversation of their children into it, that comes across as extremely threatening. And then this person, Paul Scott, deciding to take that a step further and wish violence upon family members is absolutely disgusting. Again, he said this is absolutely the play. We should be doing this with all of these weird creeps, track down their significant others and mothers and string them up. This guy is advocating for harassing people's families over ideological differences. Does he sound stable? Does he sound fair-minded or even decent? Absolutely not. This is totally unacceptable. And now, of course, there are people calling for him to be fired from these companies. Now, keep in mind, companies like Wizards of the Coast have been extremely woke for so many years, and I'm sure that there is a slew of people at the company who believe that this is the thing that should be done, that you should be reaching out to people's significant others and harassing them and threatening them, and they probably think that this is funny, unfortunately, but nobody seems to be laughing that is of sound mind. Somebody asked, "All right, let me find your mother and partner and harass them. Fair game, gotcha. I love to learn from you guys." And he actually responded with, "I mean, if I turn into a total piece of shit and start harassing women online, then yeah, go nuts." There is no evidence of someone like Smash JT or even Mark Kern of harassing women online. These activists within the industry have claimed this time and time again, but again, criticism is not harassment. You are allowed to criticize public figures on social media, and that happens to be someone like Alyssa, okay? This is not in any way, shape, or form a behavior that you could justify to a sane individual. And And of course, in the classic fashion, he decided to lock down his social media after going on these unhinged rants and trying his very best to get his point across. As you can see, it's got a little lock right there. He decided to lock his X account down, but to make it even worse, not only would he double down, but he claimed his opinion that loved ones be tracked down and strung up was not controversial. These people have absolutely no idea what they're saying, and that sometimes you get in trouble for the things you say online. Now, of course, people are now going to this new Grimoire game that he is affiliated with. He's the creative director, and people are trying to make this company aware of the developer that they have hired and the developer that is part of their team. Now, of course, I'm sure if he's part of this team, there are other people of similar mind that are part of this team. So I don't necessarily think that it's going to do good, but defending this Kotaku editor's attack on family members of critics is absolutely disgusting, and this is why I and many other people have no respect for activists like this within the industry. They do not know boundaries, and they do not know limits. But again, if it was me going after Alyssa Mercante's significant other, or even Paul Scott's significant other, going online and finding their accounts, even if they're private, and messaging them and then bringing up kids, they would be outraged, they would be infuriated, and they would also say that it is stalking and harassment. And they seriously don't see the problem with what they're doing. It's rules for thee, but not for me at its finest. And the icing on the cake truly is the fact that he decided to attack Mark Kern for posting all of his tweets by saying that Kern was sending a hate mob after him and claimed he worded his post poorly. The problem with that is that he posted it multiple times in multiple different ways, all sharing the same sentiment. He knew what he was saying and he believed in what he was saying, and now he's just backtracking, probably because the company that he's working with on this upcoming game is freaking out behind the scenes, going, "What the hell are you doing? You can't just say stuff like this." He wrote on X, "Sending a hate mob after me seems a little unkind considering I was just agreeing that people who attack others on the internet should be held accountable." Not held accountable with their lives. Okay, strung up can only be taken one way. It says, "I admit I phrased it poorly, but it also wasn't a statement, it was a reply to a tweet." It is a statement. You are stating online, whether it is a reply in a new thread or a reply to someone else's comment, a reply to your own comment. It does not matter. It is still a statement that you are making and that you made multiple times. These people do not see the error of their ways, and that is why they are irredeemable. That is why people like this cannot be counted on to change. I know that so many people have said over the years, "Oh, Kotaku's getting rid of people, they're firing people, they're getting better at what they're doing, they're trying to make an effort to put up more things like guides instead of their shitty opinions," but they are never going to change. The Alyssas, the Paul Scotts, they are never going to change. They are activists at heart, and they will come after people who they simply disagree with, or they will wish harm on people simply over things like ideological differences. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.